Rumor has it that you could gatekeep this Graves tech by liking and subscribing to the channel.
Be right back.
Centers, one sec. One way. Don't die, Mirage.
Need to make some distance.
Many of you know me as the Graves guy, John Graves, if you will. And Graves has actually been in the game for more than 3 days now, and unlike my other videos, this actually means there's more time to give out proper advice rather than what I had back then. And I gotta say, I do stand by what I said in the original videos, so it's not like those are wrong, but these are things that I didn't know at the time, that I think most people still don't really know now. Don't be fooled by the low skill floor to this character, because there is a deceptively high skill ceiling, and the propaganda that the entire Deadlock community wants you to think that this character is just an auto-aim bot for people who haven't played more than 2 matches of this character is wrong. Today I'm going to share Graves tech that is making my enemy team's brains explode in anger, agony, and cry rivers of tears. That being said, the first ability that we have to talk about is the Jar of Dreadheads. The first advice I have for this is simple and easy, but the second's going to be a little bit more complicated. Throwing jars at moving enemies is a lot less reliable, because oftentimes if you miss, they don't even track. If you're chasing someone, this might be your only choice, but if you're setting up a gank, close the distance and get on top of your enemy and then simply just throw them at the floor, because this will give them the most uptime and it will guarantee that they chase. Brief explanation of what I'm actually talking about. If you throw the Jar of Dreadheads but they miss, they'll just sit there and people will shoot them. You shoot them, of course, they'll track. But you can miss them so bad that they actually won't even track. It's a lot safer to, throw them on yourself, because they'll just follow you, and you literally can't miss. Like, I was literally all the way over here, and they still tracked. So, if you're diving in on somebody, you could either just drop them on yourself and then move, or you can wait till you're there, drop it, and then do it. Not only does this guarantee you're going to get hits with it, but it guarantees the most hits. Compared to throwing them from a distance and then getting on them, if you were to miss, then they would sit there and possibly get broken. But even if they didn't, they would probably miss about 1 to 2 hits of time in comparison to just using them this way. In short, jump enemies, throw dreadheads technically at the same time, but the order should really be get on the enemy, then drop them on yourself, because you have full control of what they're going to do right after that. Now this second tip is a little more complicated. It's a lot harder to pull off, it's a little more situational, but it is 10 times better than the first one that I just gave you.
It sounds cool.
Now this is a little bit more difficult because a lot of characters have guns that can simply insta-clear your skulls, but against characters whose guns simply aren't the best at doing this, they're gonna rely on their light melee button. This would be, for example, someone like Silver who's single-shotting all the skulls, so it's a lot easier to just light melee everything out in those little waves that they come in. What you want to do is you want to stand really close to the enemy when you drop this Jar of Dreadheads, and I mean you want to hug them. It's a lot easier with Warpstone or something if you buy it, but a lot of builds don't use Warpstone. It's a really situational item. You can pull this off regardless, but you want to hug your enemy, breathe down their neck with your skulls, and the moment your skulls start to move and dip inward, that's when you want to press parry. The other timing to doing this is to let people light melee you once, because usually people take 2 light melees to clear the whole thing. So if they're going to light melee twice, then you can take the first one and just parry the second. That works also very well and is a lot easier to pull off actually. You can trick enemies into punching you by baiting the light melee clear, especially if they have guns that aren't good at clearing. This will give you enough time to freeze the enemy, and not only can you freeze the enemy, small bonus tip, if you parry an enemy, you have enough time to wall them as well. Now, Grasping Hands has way more depth to it than I thought. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ways to use this that I still haven't even thought of yet. But we all know the basic, easy method of place walls behind the enemy or place them in the small doorways, the good old classics. But my new favorite way, hands down, to use this is what I call wall sniping. clear my wall. He ran back into the wall.
He's knocked down.
He died. Dead. Look at Wraith on the wall, Thank you, Billy. When you can predict the enemy's move as they run from you, or just happen to be moving in a straight line a little too much, you can rotate the wall and place a straight line that catches them as they walk in it, kind of like a sniper shot. Back up. This one is really difficult, to be honest. You're probably going to miss quite a few walls the first time you're going for this. Also, the wall takes like a little bit less than a second to actually start grabbing, so the enemy has to be within it from somewhere between 10 and 15 meters if you're going to pull this off without any range upgrades. That doesn't mean it's not viable, it's just a little bit harder. It's still very much doable. Another really good use of this wall is straight line placing it down on yourself when you're getting chased by enemies. I found plenty of spots on the map where you can loop movement circles and stall for your team, and while this happens, you can wall yourself when enemies are chasing you and just ruin their lives because they won't be able to see it coming.
See if I can help you, Goomba. Oh.
Everybody's mid.
Oh my god. Wait, I just had a crazy play. You can also drop this on zip lines while you're running away, or air vents, or something like that. Another really easy tip that a lot of Graves players don't even ever think of for some reason is to combo this with whatever stuns your team has. If Warden lands a cage, you can put a stun on that. If Doorman gets his ult, you can put a stun on that.
Alright, they didn't get it.
Enjoy.
Go for green right now.
Yeah, that was cool.
Thank you.
Oh, he's going on the wall. Wow. Borrowed Decree, everyone's favorite screen clutter item, has more uses than just dropping it at high ground, and more uses than just dropping it behind a walker. At max upgrade, 3 zombies spawn instantly. If your teammate is holding a hard CC, you can drop it right next to them and just nuke someone. If your Dynamo is ulting, just put a tombstone right in the middle of it. If Mo is ulting, drop a tombstone on it. If Kelvin domes enemies, drop a tombstone on it. You can also use this to block people from going places.
Oh, did you jump into the... That's funny.
Placing these in veils could be really overpowered in team fights, especially when they are for urns or something like that. Oftentimes when you drop a tombstone in a veil, the zombies just spawn outside the veil, so it just looks invisible. It's hilarious. People don't actually know where they are despite seeing zombies coming out from everywhere.
Our center is one side. Don't die, Mirage.